Hey guys, so this weekend, if you were watching my Facebook page, I screwed up, and I actually screwed up pretty good. So I'm going to explain how I screwed up, but before I do that, I want to talk about Layla. So Layla had some issues. She's been to the vet. She's not doing very well. She's getting a little bit better, but that's why she's not in my truck right now. I hope to have a better update for you guys here soon. We are looking at doing surgery. Like I said, there's a link down in the description for a fundraiser that I'm doing for her, as the medical costs are going to be quite high. I already paid a $300 plus vet bill, and there's like a $2,000 more of a vet bill that needs to be covered. So hey, any help helps. So anyway, moving on. Let's talk about how I screwed up. So there was 3 major mistakes. Some of them major, some of them not so major, but very great learning lessons. Okay, so let's do the simple one first, and then kind of work up to the more complicated one, where it is 100% completely my fault. And all of these are really my fault. You're the professional driver. You're supposed to know exactly what's going on. But the first one being the inspection on the truck. Cop gave me a warning for the the inspection on the truck being out of date or non-existent. The inspection was there, but the mechanic that did it, or the inspector that did it, scribbled on it, so he couldn't read it. And in all honesty, neither could I. I couldn't read it. So the cop was like, "Look, you can't read it, I can't read it. It's out of date, because it's not readable." So he was like, "Look, you're a professional driver. You should have checked it. If you can't read it yourself, then you should have it, fixed." And he's 100% right. I didn't do that, and I should have. That would have been the right thing to do. But like I even told my boss today, I was like, "Look, I didn't check it. It was just in the shop. It just got the state inspection, and I didn't check it. That's my fault." The second one was my cab card was out of date. I know for a fact I had the current cab card. Also, I did get pulled over. Not really pulled over. The cop showed up when I had that hit and run. Not hit and run. That was actually months ago. It was after that. When I got sideswiped on the driver's side. Whoops. Big bump. Got hit on the driver's side of the tractor. You guys can probably remember that video. It's down below. Or it was recorded. But the cab of my tractor got messed up. And when the cop showed up, he wanted my insurance, cab card, my load paperwork, and there was something else he wanted. And I know that I had my cab card. But here's where I screwed up. I had the expired cab card underneath. I never took the old one out when I put the new one in. I just slipped it in there because I was doing it quick, and it was about to expire. I threw it in there. I went on a run. I did my thing, and I totally forgot that the old one was still in there. So when I took that cab card out and I handed it to the officer, I didn't check to make sure that I got my cab card back. When he brought my paperwork back, it was like, okay, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. I saw that the cab card was in there, and I didn't even notice that it was the expired cab card. So I screwed up. I mean, plain and simple, I screwed up. If you hand your permit book to anybody, you should be checking to make sure you got all your permits back. Yeah, I mean, talk about a mistake, and a really stupid mistake too. But I explained that to the officer, and the officer was like, "Look, again, hey, it's your responsibility to make sure you got everything in your permit book that you're supposed to." And you know what? I completely agreed. I made a mistake. But, you know what? He gave me a warning on that as well. So, I can't complain. I mean, there were written warnings, but it's still a warning. Okay? to the third ticket or violation was my permit. I mean, not my permit, my log hours. So Swift has changed, or not necessarily Swift, sorry, my nose is itchy. Changed the Qualcomm recently. You used to be able to just click on your hours when the co-driver, or in my case, a student, was driving or was logged in. I used to be able to just check my hours and kind of see what's going on and blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, if I go to log in, you would put in your last four of your Social Security. And that was the end of that. Now, if you have a co-driver, you can't check your hours without punching in your Social Security number, the last four. So you have to do it to check your hours and to log in to be the active driver. Well, you know what? I screwed up. He's still on federal because it's his first week, so he's not on Texas time yet. We were at a Walmart. He had to do a 30-minute break. And so I told him, just go ahead and go into sleeper. And then I jumped on. Of course, I was already on duty. I did the store stop. And then when I came back out, my hours of service was still up. And I knew that I put in my password. I thought I actually logged in. I told him just to go ahead, stay in the sleeper, start his 10-hour break. And I started driving. Did I check to make sure I was the active driver? No, I didn't. And I ended up driving on his clock for 1 hour and 4 minutes. Just shy of 4 minutes. It was 1 hour, 3 minutes, and something seconds. 4 minutes. And a cop pulled me over and did a level 2. And that's when I found out I fucked up. And so did he. He was not happy. He was actually quite upset and actually a little mad. He thought I was actually trying to, cheat the system and all this other stuff. It wasn't until later when he fully understood, or it was explained that I've actually been on duty all day. I have a student, blah, blah, blah. And again, this is where he kind of gave me the right act. He was like, look, dude, you're a professional driver. You should be paying attention to these small things. You shouldn't be making these mistakes. And I was like, look, I told him I agreed. And I was like, you know what? I didn't know he was going to give me 3 warnings. And he was actually saying he was going to give me tickets. He just didn't know what yet. Or give me warnings and tickets. Anyway, long story short, I was like, look, I know I made a mistake. I completely agree. Okay? Never denied it. But I was like, look, I know I screwed up. I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to say it's this person's fault, that person's fault. It's all me. I'm the professional driver. I was driving that truck. But you know what? I asked for some leniency. I was like, look, my dog and my mom, you guys know what's going on with that. I told him, I had some things on my mind, and I screwed up on the logs. I really, honestly screwed up bad. And then the inspection, I have no excuse. And then the same thing with the cab card. I had no excuse. I knew I had it. I knew it was in my permit book. The only time that I left my permit book was when I got sideswiped on that driver's side. So, 100% my fault. I didn't double check. And like he said, I'm driving an 80,000 pound vehicle. You got to know what's going on. You got to make sure you're on top of it. And you know what? You can easily make a mistake. And I made not just 1, not just 2, but 3. But he gave me a warning on all 3. And that was really awesome with the Texas Trooper. It was a text dot. So I mean, he could have really messed up my day. And he was actually quite mad at me to start, which is completely understandable. I mean, he thought I was trying to cheat the hours of service rules, which was not the case. But in the end, he gave me a lot of leniency, and and I kind of really want to reach out to Texas troopers, DOT. Thank you, appreciate it. I don't want to say the officer's name. I don't think you'll ever watch this video, but do want to say thank you, thumbs up, highly appreciate it. I did not expect that. I honestly think I was going to get a ticket, and I kind of deserved to get a ticket because I made 3 big mistakes. But in the end, am I happy that I got 3 warnings? Damn straight. But if I got a ticket, I deserved it. I really did. Financially, though, that would have stressed me out. Or the repercussions that I could have gotten from Swift. So, double check your stuff, right? Don't make the same mistake I did. And make sure that the handwriting on the inspection sticker is legible. In my case, it wasn't. That could have been easy for me to catch and tell the guy, hey, I need you to make it legible, where it's readable. And that it was properly filled out. It wasn't either. It wasn't even properly filled out. That was the other issue. So, yeah. Anyway, that's that. Thank you for watching. Please comment, like, rate, and subscribe. And I have another video that I'm working on. I had a viewer send me a video of an accident. So, stay tuned for that one too. Take it easy. Have a great day. Keep the dirty side down. Later.